Hey, yo, what's happening, folks? This is Kato here. Hey, look here, I decided to do something different tonight. I'm doing this little quick video. As a matter of fact, I'm not even using any of my equipment. I'm just doing it from my webcam on the monitor screen. But and this is something different I don't normally do. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go get into doing it, but I just come from watching the Grammys tonight. I am a big, of course, music fan or whatever of the music industry and artists of all kind. So, and I just want to. Normally, like I said, I don't do this, but I did decide I want to make a little quick video, at least reviewing from my point of view of the performances that took place tonight on the Grammys. And I got a couple of things that I wrote here. So basically, I'll start it off. First of all, when I didn't catch it from the very beginning. I didn't catch it from the very beginning. When I started watching, when I realized it was on, I saw a couple of pictures online. One of Ceelo. I don't know what Ceelo is, dressed like a big CP3 or whatever from the red carpet or something. I'm not joning or whatever. Hey, what the hell? I'm joning. But he was going into the Comic Con and not the Grammys. But at any rate, I said, okay, let me turn this thing on. So I turned it on and didn't catch it from the beginning. When I turned it on, Beyonce was on there talking about something. She had on some outfit looked like the cover of the Ramsey Lewis album, Sun Goddess. And she was talking about something I don't really know, but and then I guess she performed. Somebody said, I didn't see that. But one thing I want to do when I start off is I wanted to talk about Chance the Rapper. And give a big shout out to him. That's a big feat. That's a big deal to, if people understand the music industry and where we are right now, how much that's a big deal. Because at the end of the night, my man walked away with, I believe, three or four Grammys. That's a big feat, being an independent artist who never signed to a label. He never had to sign to a label. So that's such an inspiration. And plus, it's good to see somebody doing that kind of feat, who is as humble as he is, with his feet as grounded as he is, and who is grounded in the word and the Lord as he is. So shout going out to Chance the Rapper, and looking forward to seeing many more great projects from you. What else I write down that I observed? Adele. Okay, Adele's performance was supposed to be a tribute to the late singer George Michael. And whatever song she did, I don't know. I'm not familiar with George Michael's entire body of work. There's a lot of songs he had that I liked. This particular one, to me, she kind of blew it. I wasn't really feeling it, and apparently she wasn't feeling it either. I think it was just ended up being a wrong choice of song selections. And then she did something that was, kind of odd to me. And she stopped. I guess she flubbed and she stopped and said she wanted to start over again. I come from GoGo where we do all our practice and stopping in practice, and on stage, wherever the flub is, we fix it and you won't even notice it. So I wouldn't have noticed it if she flubbed, if she'd have played it like it's supposed to be played. At any rate, probably would have been better off. My suggestion is she to just sing Careless Whisper. That's a very emotional song too, and it hits a lot of different ranges. So she could have definitely, showed her ranges by hitting that as well. Plus, it's a well-known song of George Michael's. And what else I got on here? Tribute to the Bee Gees. The different artists that did the tribute to the Bee Gees. It was cool seeing a tribute to the Bee Gees because, as a kid, I was a Bee Gees fan. I remember one of the first records that I ever heard. I may have been like in the 5th or 6th grade, something like that. The song called Boogie Child, and another one called, I see my notifications hit. If you hear a bell ringing, it's not Angel getting his wings. It's somebody hitting me in the notification on Facebook. So at any rate, but the song Boogie Child, and it was another one they had called Jive Talk. And I think back in the day when that first came out, it was out along with songs like Slippery When It's Wet by the Commodores, and what other songs was out during that time. Stuff from Confunction and all that. So we as kids in the beginning thought the Bee Gees were a black group, and I'm talking about this is pre Saturday Night Fever days. You know what I'm saying? But this music has always been funky, just like the little brother Andy Gibb. I ain't gonna go too much in it, but that was at the end of the day, that was a nice tribute with them. What else? The Tribe Called Quest performance. How can I say that? I love, without a doubt, I'm with many people who love this some Tribe Called Quest. There's no question about that. And they are definitely the true that led the whole entire native tongue movement. You know what I'm saying? Q-Tip and Fife and the rest of the crew. And but the performance. But first of all, let me just say, I think we're in I'm sorry, scratch that. We're in 2017. Any rap group has not figured out yet. You're gonna perform, man. You wanna rock the crowd. I don't care what you do, whether they know your songs. You wanna really rock the crowd with full energy. Give them a live band. You know, Tribe. They came out. And they played a little mellow joint with the cat was on the drums. I don't know who that was on the drums. Malik was playing the bass. You know, I didn't even know he played. Shouldn't be surprised. But if they'd have came out with a fully live band rocking that joint just like everybody else did, you know what I'm saying? It would have been a much better performance, you know, because the energy on the front line was there, but the back line energy was dead. And somebody made a comment earlier about they did a better performance on Saturday Night Live. Well, of course they did when they did it that way, because Saturday Night Live is such an intimate, you know, studio space, and the stage space is so small. So, but when you're in a big auditorium joint like where the Grammys took place, you want a big sound. I would think by now rap groups would understand that. A lot of them do. I remember when LJL first realized that, and you see Snoop rocks with a band many times. It takes me back, a quick story. It takes me back when I was I was doing the GoGo thing, and we were playing with proper utensils, and we had an out of town gig. It wasn't out of town. It was at Delaware State, but it was on that show. I think Adele Gibbons hosted it, and it was us, and it was De La Soul and Tribe Called Quest. And Tribe Called Quest, they came out. They was right. It was cool. That was the first time I met Tip and Fife, and they were cool. And they came out. So it was after the Midnight Marauders, during that time when that album was released. And when they came out with that song. I forget the name of it. You know, New York City representing Tribe Called whatever. They was, you know, and I'm like, oh, this is my jam. They gonna rock this. And every time Fife would go, Ray would go into the song and the beat come in. Fife would go into his rap. The beat would jump. The record would jump, or whatever they was using, the data or whatever. It just kept skipping on them. So they would start over, just like Adele did. Let me start this over. And they did that like 3 times. To finally, after the 4th time when it skipped, Sky just said, man, bump that. Fife and just rock that jump. You know what I'm saying? If they'd had a live band, or if they'd have had proper utensils played backup for them that night, it would have been a much more live performance. So that's what I'm going to say about them. I wasn't digging their set. Getting ready to close this up. Just last thing we'll talk about is the Prince tribute, the Time. It was good to see the Time, Morris Day, and Jerome up there. I thought I read that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis was supposed to be up there. I guess they were up there. You know, they all looked the same and dressed the same on that back line. So, but they, you know, they did their thing. Jungle Love and the Bird and all that. Oh, hallelujah, or whatever. Some people were saying they thought that was supposed to be a tribute to Prince, but a lot of people, I do believe that Prince co-wrote those songs with them. So, I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, it's always a Google to Google it up. But I do believe that was Prince helped co-wrote that. Plus, remember, I mean, you know, they are the songs that was played in Prince's Purple Rain movie. You know, now when Bruno Mars came out, let me tell you something about Bruno Mars. The cat never ceases to amaze me, impress me. I'm not even gonna say amaze, because he's already been an awesome artist. First time I ever noticed him on anything was a song when that song by B.O.B. came out. I got nothing on you, baby, nothing on you, beautiful girls. And that was Bruno singing in that joint. And that was my first time ever catching him. And I've always been paying attention to him ever since then. But this performance he did, and like I said, he continues to rock. There was one song that he had out one time that reminded me of groups of the 70s like Tavares and Tramp. Was I can't remember the name of it, but even the video was a tribute to them. And they came out, and then they came out with another joint, Uptown Funk or whatever the name of the joint is. It reminded people of a lot of groups. That particular song reminded people of a lot of groups. A lot of time when you say somebody stole something from a group, they ain't necessarily stole it. It just remind you of that particular group or particular songs. I mean, I could have that Uptown Funk junk. I could have called from Cameo to the Time to even what you call Charlie Wilson wanted to take a stake in that. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the chant, up, down, funky up. And I guess I'm supposed to go with oops, upside the head, which ain't even really Charlie Wilson's. That's something we used to chant back when we played Little League football. But anyway, but his performance of Purple Rain was boom, off on point, like I don't know what. I mean, and it showed another level of his talent because I didn't know the dude could play guitar. You know what I'm saying? I knew he could sing. Then we found out he could dance. Knew he had some soul in him. He had some funk in him. And now he plays, so I'm going to continue to keep watching him. So at the end of the day, this video long enough. That was my take on the Grammys. Anything else? Any other notes that I take? Bruno Mars killed it. I always like Pentatonix. Yeah, they said I wish they'd have sang more. They sang, I've seen them do a lot more better, more creative stuff than the, I Want You Back, Joan Jackson 5, love myself some Tamela Mann. So seeing her perform with the choir and Chance the Rapper, and then little shorty, Kirk Franklin come out and do their thing, it's that energy that I'm talking about that they gave that I was hoping and wished the Tribe could have gave that same type of performance. So at any rate, at the end of the day, I'm not surprised about Hello winning the song of the year because good gracious alive, everybody and their brother and sister redid that song. And I mean in all different cultures and genres of music. GoGo, you had GoGo bands doing GoGo versions. You had reggae bands doing reggae versions. You had country and western band doing country and western versions. Everybody was doing versions of that song. Something about that song that people loved. And so I'm not surprised it won. I am surprised the album won. I don't know. I haven't heard the whole album. I didn't think Beyonce was going to get that. Personally, I thought Drake would have probably got that. I don't know too much about his stuff, but I was hearing more about Drake, I believe, during the year. At any rate, that's my take on the Grammys tonight. I'm getting ready to go put in a movie and watch. There's a good, awesome movie I stumbled across on Netflix with this stars Keke Palmer and little Wichakon's son. I'll be sure son, whatever his name is, called Brotherly Love. Check it out. All right, that's my recommendation. Check out Brotherly Love. It's a long freaking video. At any rate, maybe I'll try to chop it up a little bit. Anyway, God bless. Good night. All right, peace.